In most fantasy RPGs, it is very common for the player to be able to wield magic. Though there are quite a lot of memes about magic users, one would argue that a fantasy game without magic would really feel like something is missing. That being said, I generally think that games tend not to be that imaginative when it comes to magic systems. They often feature a wide variety of spells that can do tons of different stuff, but most of the time it always comes down to pressing one button in order to perform a predetermined action. Though I have been able to enjoy this system, I think that in the end it is not different enough from other gameplays and does not make the player feel like a mage. Magic is most of the time linked to intelligence, and the classic representation of the magic user is the old mage with a long beard, suggesting that learning magic takes time and dedication. That is generally not reflected in the gameplay, sadly, and magic users tend to just become random dudes wielding what is basically a gun with special ammunition. However, there is this one game that you might have heard me talk about if you follow this channel, and in which magic is just different. Outward. Outward is not a perfect game. It has its problems, but they tend to be overshadowed by the many qualities and brilliant ideas that make its core structure, and magic is definitely one of these. Outward's magic is described as ritualistic, and what most people mean by this is that in order to cast a spell, you need to perform a ritual. Yeah, I know it's quite an advanced definition, but bear with me for a moment. Most spells in Outward don't do anything on their own. They are literally useless. All of the spells require conditions and combinations to actually do something. The easiest example is the Fireball. You see, there is no Fireball spell in the game that you could attribute to a quick slot. There is, however, the Spark spell that is, according to Seth,
this piece of shit.
And he is quite right. However, if you cast Spark while standing inside the sigil of fire, then the spark will actually turn into a fireball. And the spark spell can be combined with a lot of other spells for some different effects, with Reveal Soul to get some mana back, and with Sigil of Wind for a big lightning explosion. All of Outward's spells can be combined with others for extra effects. Some combinations are often quite unexpected, like the Push Kick and Ice Sigil combination, allowing you to freeze kick your enemies in the nuts. Though this system is already amazing on its own, its best representation comes in the form of rune magic. The rune magic skill tree is based on 4 spells that are completely useless if casted alone. They do no damage, no impact, don't buff you. They basically just shine a glowing letter close to your hand. However, depending on the order you cast these runes in, you can get a wide variety of effects. If you cast the rune Shim followed by Egoth, you summon a magical sword. If you cast Fall, then Dez, you conjure a floating lantern. And the funniest of these, if you combine Shim with Fall, you cast a rune trap that will explode if enemies walk on it. These are the 2 runes combination. But if you get further in the skill tree and get the Arcane Syntax passive, you will be able to cast 4 runes combinations that add effects to the ones you already have. If you cast Dez and Egoth, you will get the Runic Protection buff. But by casting Egoth then Dez while Runic Protection is active, it will consume the protection and heal you. I personally wish there was more than the 8 different effects you can get with this system, as there was definitely more combinations they could have done with the base 4 runes, and because we know runes are an entire alphabet. But this would have probably made the skill tree way too strong, as it is already one of the most versatile skill sets in the game. Though it was overshadowed when it comes to damage by DLC skill trees, it is still very relevant because of how good it feels to use and the amount of variety it offers. Now, I do not mean that other simpler systems are bad and should all be replaced by Outward's magic. I just want to say that systems like this can really improve the mage gameplay by affecting the mindset of the magic user. Learning to remember and use the various combinations of spells really make you feel like a mage. It makes you feel like magic is something you need to learn, and I really like this. I hope future games can use systems like this one, so mages can really feel like 200 IQ masters instead of just random dudes with laser guns. Though this is definitely fun too. I guess magic systems like Outwards fit a bit more the RP part of RPGs. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, do not hesitate to subscribe as it helps me more than you think. For some reason, it seems YouTube is not notifying my subscribers about all my videos, and some of you have told me that they have discovered some of my videos way after they were released. So I encourage you to hit the notification bell. I also stream on Twitch sometimes, so if you are interested in original outward streams, do not hesitate to drop by. I'll see you again. Bye. Cubics, you bitch! 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, good evening, you motherfucker.